Thanks for checking out this video. So let's go ahead and get into what is coming to Shudder for September 2024. And off the bat, disclaimer on this, one of my neighbors is outside because it's a very nice day, and they're blasting music, and they are right next to me. I'm in a townhouse, so hopefully this doesn't pick up, or my microphone is good enough that it's only picking up me and not picking up that. But if you're hearing some music in the background, sorry about that. Anyway, let's talk about what's coming to Shudder for September. I thought they were going to end up starting to go hard on the horror stuff for September and then into October, but it kind of looks like maybe they're just going to dump the majority in October because it's looking kind of light for September. But there is some good stuff coming, or some at least some intriguing stuff. So first, as usual, going to go over what's their original and exclusive content that they're putting out, and I'll give people a reminder: I do no spoiler reviews for all their movies and shows that are coming the Monday of the Friday that they come out. They're typically coming out on Fridays, but there's one that's coming out on a Tuesday, which I'll talk about. So you can always come to my channel, get a no spoiler review before that film comes out, and I think it's helpful. But anyway, let me get into it. The first one coming is one I've been waiting for a bit, and I feel like this movie was in theaters like May or even like April. I don't know. It's been a while, and so I'm surprised it's taken long enough for it to become for it to get to Shudder, because it's a Shudder original, and that is In a Violent Nature, and that's going to be available on September 13th. Synopsis on this one: when a locket is removed from a collapsed fire tower in the woods that entombs the rotting corpse of Johnny, a vengeful spirit spurred on by a horrific 60-year-old crime, his body is resurrected and, next page, becomes hell-bent on retrieving it. The undead golem homes in, I think I mean hones, but homes in on the group of vacationing teens responsible for the theft and proceeds to methodically slaughter them one by one in his mission to get it back, along with anyone in his way. I've heard very divisive things about this film. I've heard there are people who just love it, people who just hate it, and there really isn't a whole lot of in between. From what I've heard about it, it sounds like I'm probably going to be more towards the not liking it, because it sounds like one of those films that's kind of an interesting idea in theory, but execution-wise, it just makes for a boring film. But we'll find out. I'll have my review in due time, and yeah, we'll find out. The next one is coming on September 27th, and it's another one I'm very interested in, Odity. I've heard good things about this one, good rumblings online. When Danny is brutally murdered at the remote country house that she and her husband Ted are renovating, everyone suspects a patient from the local mental health institution where Ted is a doctor. However, soon after the tragic killing, the suspect is found dead. A year later, Danny's blind twin sister Darcy, a self-proclaimed psychic and collector of cursed items, pays an unexpected visit to Ted and his new girlfriend Yana. Convinced that there was more to her sister's murder than people know, Darcy has brought with her the most dangerous items from her cursed collection to help her exact revenge. That sounds interesting, and again, heard some interesting things, so we'll check that out. The next film is coming September 6th. This one I have already watched. Already put my review together, but it's not out yet, so I can't say how I feel about the film yet. But coming September 6th, The Demon Disorder. The Australian demonic family drama centers on Graham, a man haunted by his past since the death of his father and the estrangement from his two brothers. Jake, the middle brother, contacts Graham claiming that something is horribly wrong. Their youngest brother, Philip, is possessed by their deceased father. Graham reluctantly agrees to go and see for himself. With the three brothers back together, they soon realize they are unprepared for the forces against them and learn that the sins of their past will not stay hidden. But how do you defeat a presence that knows you inside and out, an anger so powerful it refuses to stay dead? So, there you go. Again, can't say anything about it. And then the next one is ending. It's actually starting Tuesday, August 27th, and there will be one episode coming out every Tuesday until the finale on September 24th. I have already actually watched all the episodes of this, all 5 episodes of Horror's Greatest. My review is already out, so I can already say I highly recommend this. It's awesome if you're into documentary style series about cool horror genre stuff. Definitely check it out. You can also check out my review that I have on my channel for it. I just put it out when I'm putting this up like 2 days ago, so it's there. Synopsis. Celebrating the very best the genre has to offer, Horror's Greatest is a deep dive into everything we love about horror. From fresh looks at classics to unearthing scores of hidden gems, this series has something for every fright film enthusiast. A gallery of ghoulish pros, including actors, directors, writers, composers, and special effects artists, draw on their unique knowledge to answer the big questions. What are the must-see films in horror's many subgenres? What's the appeal of horror tropes, and how do today's filmmakers subvert our expectations? What shape does horror take in countries outside the United States? The answers encompass the breadth of the nightmares we watch for our entertainment. Again, highly recommend. It's a fun time. Then, as a lot of us probably already know, The Last Drive-In Season 6 finale is going to be on September 1st. And I am going to read the write-up on this because they did a good job with it. Fans are invited to celebrate the significant 666 milestone. Join an all-nighter party in honor of 6 years when the season 6 finale culminates in a live night marathon event featuring 6 killer films. So it's the 666 event for The Last Drive-In. Sounds like fun. I will struggle to make it through the first film because I go to bed early. I'm at that stage of my life, and my job starts very early. I start working at 6:30 in the morning every day during the week. So, yeah. All right. So then we're getting to the rest of the films. Coming on September 1st are the following 5 films. First one, Salem's Lot. They already had this on before. Glad they're re-adding it. I forgot to watch it when it was on. A novelist and a young horror fan attempt to save a small New England town which has been invaded by vampires. Classic, based off Stephen King book. Can't wait to finally watch it. Candyman 1992, the original. The Candyman, a murderous soul with a hook for a hand, is accidentally summoned to reality by a skeptic grad student researching the monster's myth. Almost everyone I'm sure who's watching this right now has seen that film, but if you have not, it is a must. It is a phenomenal horror film. And I have a really good in-depth review. One of the reviews I'm most proud of on my channel, so you can look for that. Next, The Funhouse. Teenage Amy Harper, her boyfriend Buzz Dawson, and their friends Richie Atterbury and Liz Duncan visit a local carnival for a night of innocent amusement, but soon witness a fortune teller's murder and find that the exits are locked. That film's it's kind of fun. I did a review on that on my channel as well. I don't really like it that much. It seemed kind of PG-13-ish and not in a great way, but the whole carnival setting is awesome, and just for that vibe, I kind of think it's worth seeing. It's a Tobe Hooper film. A great film if you haven't seen it. Very underrated gem. The People Under the Stairs is the next one. Wes Craven film. When Fool breaks into the home of his family's landlords, he discovers that they are mutilated. They have mutilated several boys and kept them imprisoned under stairs. As Fool attempts to flee, he meets their daughter Alice. Can Fool and Alice escape? Great movie. Recommend. And then the next one, another Wes Craven film that I'm not a big fan of, but a lot of people are. Shocker. After being sent to the electric chair, a serial killer uses the electricity to come back from the dead and carry out his vengeance on the football player who turned him into the police. Again, a lot of people like it, so check it out. The next one film is coming on September 2nd, and it also has a Last Drive-In episode with it. It was part of their original marathon. Basket Case. I love this film. If you haven't seen Basket Case, it's a must. A young man carrying a big basket that contains his extremely deformed, formerly conjoined twin brother seeks vengeance on the doctors who separated them against their will. Love the film. Very schlocky, very fun. The next one film is coming September 7th. All You Need Is Death. I don't know this one. A young couple who collects rare folk ballads discovers the dark side of love when they surreptitiously record and translate an ancient taboo folk song from the deep forgotten past. Doesn't sound that interesting to me, personally. Coming September 9th, Popcorn. Another film I love. This is one of my favorite So Bad It's Good films. If you haven't seen Popcorn, make sure you see it. They already had it on the show before it had a Last Drive-In episode. A master of disguise deranged killer begins killing off the college students who are organizing a horror movie marathon in an abandoned theater. Love the film. Next one is another one they're re-adding. And if you haven't seen this film, it's pretty wild. I do recommend it. Blue Sunshine. A bizarre series of murders begins in Los Angeles where people start going bald and then become homicidal maniacs. But could the blame rest on a particularly dangerous form of LSD called blue sunshine the murderers took 10 years before? LSD flashbacks, eh? And then the last one coming September 9th, The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. A cop chases two hippies suspected of a series of Manson family like murders. Unbeknownst to him, the real culprits are the living dead, brought to life with a hunger for human flesh by ultrasonic radiation being used for pest control. Seeing the film, I wasn't a big fan of it. I think it also had an episode on the last drive-in. Wasn't my thing, but I know some people who liked it. And the final film coming on September 23rd, Eight Eyes. This is a new film that was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. It's a Vinegar Syndrome original, actually, and I think the guy who directed it was Austin Jennings, the guy who does the direction of The Last Drive-In. And I've heard mixed things about the film. A mysterious local crashes a couple's vacation through the former Yugoslavia, pulling them deeper into his web of psychic rituals. Okay. It doesn't really say much. I hear it's like is like a big time like homage to like 80s films. So could be worth a watch. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Let me know, what are you most interested in for September with Shudder? What are you hoping that they come up with for October? And are you going to see Horror's Greatest? Because please see Horror's Greatest. I'm a fan of that one. Go ahead and put it in the comments. What also do you recommend that I make sure I check out that I haven't seen before? And just talk about whatever else you want to talk about. Also, hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do appreciate that. That's your best way to repay me for the free content. You can give the thumbs up to help me out with that YouTube algorithm, and you can hit the notification bell button so you know when I'm putting up new videos. But thank you regardless again for all your time watching these. It is very humbling to know people actually watch this. And until next time, keep it brutal.